What's up, fellow X-Men fans? Solid Dave Snake here, bringing you a Throwback Thursday video review today. In light of my current reviews of the brand new X-Men Marvel Legends, for my next review in that series, I was going to go over Iceman. So I thought it would be very fitting to take this time today and go all the way back to 1995 and take a look at the toybiz Iceman from that era. And Iceman is one of those mutants from the X-Men universe that has really changed a lot over the years. As you can tell, this Iceman is a further adaptation of him. Back when the X-Men first came out in the 60s, in that original 5-man team, Iceman was almost like a snowman, really. He looked like a man made of snow, and has progressed over the comic books. His mutation has gone further to make him look like just sleek ice, to now where he can grow ice appendages and these kind of icicles all over him, and really looks a lot different than his first incarnation from the comic books. And that's what both of these action figures represent, a later form of Iceman, and they do it both really well in their own ways. This old Toy Biz figure, I think, is still a great action figure, even though it's over 20 years old. So we'll take a closer look at this new Marvel Legends Iceman in the next review. But right now, let's pull up this old gem from the X-Men toys. I really still love this figure a lot. I thought this was a great design back in the day, and just like with a lot of those action figures back from the 80s and 90s, it has gimmick features. That was a big selling point on a lot of action figures. And two of the features here that are noticeable are these extra large ice hands that he has grown. And they are accessories you can take off and put back on. So you can see what his normal hand looks like under there. And they are that blue translucent plastic, just like his entire body. However, it has this kind of white frosting on it, and it's all over the figure. It's more on the right hand side, or his left hand side. Us looking at it is right, but I'll go over that here soon. But really cool accessory. Thought this was great for back in these early Toy Biz days. This is one of my more favorite old X-Men toys in general. I always loved this figure. And of course his right hand here is open. It's not a closed fist like the other. And you can see that inside here it is molded to form around his actual hand on the action figure. And once they're on, they stay on there pretty good. You don't have to worry about them falling off. So, two really cool accessories, and another action feature on his back is this ice shield. And with this knob right here, you can raise it by pushing it up, and it locks in place, and push it back down. And of course that is that translucent blue with frosting on it. A little bit of white paint over top of it, which I really love how that came out all over on this action figure. Of course, you can see it here on his left arm, and on his right arm there is no frosting, and it's like that all over on him, like they only spray painted that one side. Same thing on his face. Let's just take a look at him from head to toe now. You can see what I'm saying with that frosting. And besides that frosting, the only paint applications on this figure are his eyes. The black around the white. Which I wish they would have done that with the new figure, because I think that came out good on the old one. You can barely tell the new one's eyes are painted. But that black on this one really highlights that. And I thought this was a great head sculpt for back in this era as well. His bangs are actually coming down. So that looks a lot like the comic book Bobby Drake whenever he would take this form. And I love all these protruding icicles all over his shoulders and arms. And even the way they sculpted this Iceman's arms. They just look jagged and ice-like. Nothing is really circular with them. So that was really well thought out. And his fist did come out really good. And if you notice, his main torso piece is a little bit of a more blue plastic. So his center almost looks a little more cold, which came out really good. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I like how that came out. And one thing I've always loved about translucent figures is you can kind of see how the joints work in between. Because you can see, especially on this side without the frosting, you can see that metal peg going all the way through his elbow. And even in his chest, you can see where those connecting pieces for his backside are. And he even has the protruding ice coming out on the lower portions of his legs down on his calves. And once again, you can see how the frosting is on his left leg. And it's absent on the inside of that leg, but then you can see it again on the inside of his right leg. So it's almost like the frosting came in at this kind of angle, how they painted it. But overall, really cool action figure for back in the day, 1995. I still think this action figure holds up to being pretty cool nowadays. And I hope you all enjoyed this Throwback Thursday look at the old Toy Biz Iceman. And stay tuned, because in the next video, we will be taking a look at the new Marvel Legends Iceman. So I'll catch you then, guys.